Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pompcast. It's the official Spotted Pompey podcast. You may have seen it on Instagram. It was advertised a while ago, but I'm bloody lazy, and that's why we're only doing it now. And that's only joking. I did actually write up a little something. It's just I had to find a co-host, and somehow I found it out. Ended up with Harrison here. So Harrison, say hello.
Hello.
There he is,
Hi,
Mr.
Harrison.
Harrison. I'm not going to dox your last name because I don't know if you want that being said. But yeah, this is the official Spotted Pompey podcast. Should be good fun. I mean, you've all seen the tweets. You know what goes down in Portsmouth. Harrison here actually doesn't go to uni in Portsmouth. He doesn't go to uni at all. Tell him what you do, Harrison.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm in for today. I don't know any of the gossip around Pompeii apart from what little information.
Pompeii.
Pompeii.
Apparently we're bloody
Pompeii.
Rome now, are we? Right.
This is how little I know. So I'm guess I'm in for a treat. But
In for a
as a
treat.
day job, I make some nice signage. I've been to Portsmouth once or twice with that job. So I hope I
Right.
don't get too many fans down there.
I can already tell people are going to be ripping into you. What do? You make neon signs. That's what he does. I mean,
I play with fire. Yeah.
and myself, I do go to the uni. I'm in my second year now. I do television and broadcasting. It's a questionable experience. I mean, I did want to drop out first year, but I'm still here. For
You
Harrison,
stick with it.
I
You're a
stuck
good
with
man.
it, and here I am doing the Spotted Pompey podcast. So who would have thought? Anyway, yeah, always the dream, right? So we've got some I say special content lined up. It certainly is specialist. All the stuff we're going to be talking about. It's mainly just an introduction podcast. So there's a few things here and there that are a bit spicy, but for the most part, it's just getting to know everyone, Harrison. Just
What
a
have I
nice
got
little
myself into?
introduction. What have you got yourself into? I don't know. So Portsmouth, right? A lot of people ask, why the hell did I pick Portsmouth as a uni to go to? It's the one question I always get asked by my mates,
Including myself, yeah.
including yourself. I mean, and is it as bad as people stereotype it to be? So, Harrison, when I say Portsmouth, what do you think? What's your immediate? What do you jump to?
Well, personally, I think of a rock beach. I don't like a rock beach. I like a sandy
You like a
beach.
sandy beach. You're
Yeah,
not easily pleased.
no, I know, yeah,
We
and
do
I'll
have
say it.
sandy beaches as well. If you go down Southsea way, we do have.
See, I mean, this what I mean. I can only go off stereotypes, and I mean, I hear that it can be good. I hear that it can be bad, but knowing that you're going there and you have mates there, it's gone down in reputation for me.
Right. That's toxic, mate. That's toxic. You do that everyone listening to this podcast does probably go to the uni.
Oh, I didn't think
You
of
got to
that.
be
Oh no,
tread carefully,
Pompey,
son. Especially on a
Pompey
rocky
is a
beach.
lovely place.
Tread carefully on a rocky beach. You break your ankle if you're not careful.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a lovely place.
That's better, right?
But maybe you can tell me more about it and change my mind, eh?
Maybe. We'll see. Is it as bad as people stereotype it to be? It's a good question, to be fair. I mean, it was only last week. I know it's consolidation week, reading week. That's what they call it at uni, reading week. Whether anyone does any reading, that's a different story, because I can safely say I've not done any work this week. But it was it last week? It might have been the week before, actually. I was just walking down Commercial Road, going to get my lunch with my mates, and I kid you not, broad daylight, there's families pushing pushchairs around. There's just this guy casually with his Sports Direct bag just vomiting. He's literally I think he was day drinking or something. He was spewing up, like marking his territory like he was a dog or something. I mean, it was a spectacle.
If that is an advertisement for the Sports Direct brand, I don't know what is though. Yeah.
I know. Come down to Pompey, you can see daytime drinkers spewing out on the streets. And to be fair, it's at that moment, there's probably some first years that are listening right now. You've probably seen something similar, if not worse. And it's that moment you realise, what have I signed up for? Why have I come to Portsmouth to study? But yeah, that's Portsmouth.
I don't know why. But hey, you must find it's all right now though, Kieran, right?
It's all right. I'm getting through it, just about.
Have you found these stereotypes to be proven right?
Well, that kind of adds to it. I mean, that lives up to the stereotype. What's another Pompey stereotype? I'm trying to think here. I mean, people stereotype the Pompey locals to be slightly hideous, carrying many STDs. I can safely say I've not done anything with a Pompey local. How about yourself, Harrison?
Mate, I think both of us we're low on the radar. We're
We're low on the radar. I mean, here I am presenting a podcast. I mean, it's
hey, this is gonna do big things, Kieran. Don't you know
right,
it?
if you say so. Right. But yeah, no, there was a couple of worries when I started uni for the first time. It was pretty much like starting school again. So lucky for you, Ashton, you've not had to experience that. As it is, I didn't really have many friends
Well, I had
coming
to
into
put up
uni.
with I had to put up with 10 new Russians from the Croydon lot.
Ah,
It's a very when I started my job instead of uni, lovely freshers getting drunk, I have to put up with some dodgy ass people from Croydon. It's
oh
very
dear.
different.
Never been to Croydon. Is it worse than Pompey?
I wouldn't recommend it. I'd stay away. A happy medium, you know.
I honestly don't think Pompey is as bad as people make it out to be. But I mean, when I first started, I mean, I did have my doubts, I had my worries, you know. It was pretty much like I say, starting school for the first time again. So fitting in was a major thing. There's probably a lot of first years listening. When you first was starting out uni, you were probably thinking the same. Got to meet new friends. What's it going to be like? But now, you know, we're nearly. I think at this point in time, I think most of you are probably nearly near the end of your first years now. I'm halfway through my second. I think we finish in May. So you pay nine something grand a year, Harrison, and the term's over. We're done in May. Second
I
year
mean,
done.
if that ain't quality for your money, I don't know what is.
Exactly.
I
But
get
no,
paid £4 an hour to be where I am.
£4
I mean,
an hour. I
yeah,
mean, to
I'm
be
living a
fair,
high life.
students aren't really, you know, we're not exactly living the life. But yeah, no, fitting in was the major thing for me. I mean, coming from school, I wasn't the most popular. I mean, I literally, I'm sitting here presenting a podcast. If that doesn't say it all, but don't know what does. I'm bullying myself today. I've dug into myself about 5 times already this podcast.
I feel like you're toxic as well, mate. I'd like to talk to you.
No, but I remember literally my first day, it was introduction day, right? I mean, first of all, I just want to say, with Portsmouth, it is one of the ones I got an unconditional offer for. But the thing is, right, I thought I was special when I got that unconditional offer to Harrison. You want to know why? I thought they actually had belief in me. I thought I had belief in me. I thought I was a very special character. You know, they had faith in me,
I mean,
so that's
you
why they
are
gave
very
it to me. It transpires that everyone got given an unconditional.
No way. What?
I mean, this is what we're talking about. This is Portsmouth Uni. They probably have people struggling to apply, but it's like they feel like if they give everyone unconditionals, what a way to get people in the uni.
You know,
So I
was
fell
so
for the
jealous
trap.
when you got that. I was, he's got an unconditional. What am I going to do?
I bloody fell
And
for the trap,
it's the honeypot, mate. What are you
honestly.
going to do?
And now it's too
So,
late. I'm
fucking
chained.
scum. You said you were going to drop out.
Yeah, I said I was going to drop out first year, but it's too late now, innit? I mean, I might as well finish it.
You say because you love it.
Live and breathe for it, me. But I remember literally, so there we are. We've been given the unconditional. I'm starting introduction day. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling special, you know. It transpires that the person that was in my interview with me as well, because they pretty much, what they do is they, because you wouldn't know how, so you don't go to uni. Why are you even on the podcast, to be fair? I mean,
to offer a different perspective.
it's a good shout. That's why I got him in.
With a healthy liver.
And he's got a big mouth as well, so I figured someone who could control me when I start getting out of hand.
Oh, we'll see what happens.
Now, but pretty much what they do is they get you in groups of like 3, I think, and then they kind of bring you into a room and they kind of ask you a few questions. It's an informal interview. It's not like a one-on-one thing. But pretty much they said there and then I should say, they said to us, right, we're interested in you. We're offering you an unconditional. So 3 of us there. There was some other guy who did you know, he was flexing. I mean, I hadn't had any prior experience. I mean, I was doing my live streaming on twitch.tv. Shout out. I'm not going to shout out my channel. It's those days are over, believe me. Those days are over. But now I remember this guy in our interview who was like flexing so hard. He was like, "Oh, I do video work for this football club." I can't remember what football club it was. And the thing is, it wasn't even a good football club. It was like I'm pretty sure it was like Aldershot Town.
Well, I mean, any start's a good start, Kieran.
I mean, yeah, it's good experience, right? But this guy was flexing as if he was doing promotional work for I don't know, Arsenal, Man United.
You're saying you weren't showing off how good you were at CS every time, you know?
Right, we're not going to bring up video games in this in this podcast, Sarah. So let's swiftly move on. Now, but
dangerous subject.
Yeah, no, I don't play games anymore. Those days are over. Worst is behind me. Nah, but he was flexing hard, and the other guy that was in my interview actually ended up being one of my best mates. Still is. He's actually just got a placement with Disney, so I mean, he's doing all right for himself.
What? You never told me about this.
I know he's managed to land a placement at Disney somehow. So whenever I see him now, I just start singing "When You Wish Upon a Star." I've literally labelled him Disney. Whenever I see him now, I'm just like, "You're at Disney."
Before you know it, he's gonna be frozen.
That's
ready
my
to-
that's my greeting whenever I see him now. No, but pretty much, long story short, we all got on conditionals. Ended up bumping into my other guy, or as I say, I'm best mates with now. The other person though, don't know where he is, Harris. It's a mystery. To this day, we do not know where he went, whether he even went to uni, what he's
he was
doing.
flexing too hard. They didn't want him.
This is the mystery, and we always joke about it and say, what happened to the guy? I mean, we're going to call him Gary for this instance because I can't remember the guy's name. What is Gary doing now?
I mean, Gary, if you're out there, please text in, tell us. I want to know. I want to know where your flexing got you.
Tweet at Spotted Pompey, Gary. All right, if you're listening, if you know where you are. I mean, he probably doesn't remember. It was a long time ago now.
But people remember. People always remember Gary.
Gary. Rest in peace. If you've seen him, it's like, where's Waldo? If you've seen him, please can you report in at Spotted Pompey.
There you go.
There you go. Now, but pretty much, I mean, fitting in for uni, it's a major thing. As I say, it's like starting school again. So, I mean, I had a few mates in secondary school, but, you know, it's like you were one of my mates. I had Gabe as well.
Yeah, one of two.
One or two.
Close-knit. Yeah,
we had it was a small friend group. It was a good friend group, though. It still is a good friend group.
It's good. But then I guess when you go to uni, people, you know, they split apart, but you made new friends.
Exactly.
Which I suppose where the partying comes in and the clubbing, which can affect your unconditional offer, I guess.
Yeah, well, I feel like that is the whole point of uni, like kind of starting fresh, you know, getting new friends, just the whole experience, innit? So I mean, when I came into uni, I thought, this is it. I'm finally going to be popular. I'm gonna sit down with some popular people. No more being unpopular here. And I kid you not, on introduction day, my mate, if he's listening, I'm sorry. I mean, I've already told you the story, to be fair. Literally, these are people that you're going to spend the rest of your time with at uni, sorry. And I remember, I'm just, you know, I've spoken to a few people, getting to know everyone on my course. And then this small little man comes up to me with glasses. Not bullying you, Bailey. I've just name dropped him there.
Poor Bailey.
He comes up to me, and he goes, "Hi, my name's Bailey," and it was in the most like kind of awkward, shy voice you can ever imagine. I'm gonna just do the voice, Bailey. You're a lot different now. He's settled in now, so he's actually in his own element. But he was like, "Hi, my name's Bailey," and then guess what he said next?
Can I drink from a shoe?
No, bloody old Gregor. No, he goes, "Oh yeah, I get really nervous around people. I'm not good with people." And I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" Right, here we go again. So literally, I mean, at that point, I'm thinking, right, that's it.
Kieran, I tell you, you're like my Russian friend at work. We go out on site all the time. Actually, this once happened around Portsmouth. We were putting up a lovely old sign, and I tell you,
As
one
you do.
person comes up. Yeah, one person comes up to him. He's got that bit of a look. I'd say homeless look, and says, "Can you call my mate for me, please?"
There's plenty of them
Well,
in Portsmouth.
Yeah, and we're like, oh, "Okay, sure, yeah, no worries." We call him up. It turns out it's a drug dealer. He comes down, picks them up, and they roll off. And then
Nice.
a second time, this guy comes up, same day. He's homeless. He asks for money. "Can I borrow your phone?" Mate, this guy
Your
just
phone?
attracted.
What, did he actually
asked
give him
for
the
money.
phone?
Yeah, he wanted to call his mate, so he did. But I tell you, this guy attracts the wrong sort, and I think maybe you're the same.
But I'm just a magnet. I just attract the wrong people.
You are a magnet for the misfits.
I mean,
that's why
as
love you
much
so
as
much.
we do look back on it and joke about it, I was thinking, this is my one time I can actually meet new people. I'm finally going to be popular, Harrison. And then I get a
You need
person.
to let go of the popular though.
I get
you
a
know?
person come up to me saying, "Oh, I'm really, really insecure around people." I mean, we're talking about a television and broadcasting course here, Harrison. This is, you know, people that want to be in front of the camera, are mainly confident people, and then I've got,
What
you
are
know,
doing
Bailey
there,
got.
then?
But to be fair, right, I realise that I'm meant to be unpopular, Harrison. I'm meant to be unpopular, and the thing is, if he hadn't come up to
Suggestions.
me, if he hadn't come up to me, and I wouldn't even have my friend group now. So
Exactly.
it ended up being all right. Bailey, if you're listening, I love you. I do tell you that at the time, because we have joked about it in the past. Yeah, he probably didn't know, or maybe he doesn't know. But I'm pretty sure I've brought it up in the past. But I'm glad You're gone. Sorry.
I mean, you don't help yourself that you didn't get a dorm, and I think that's a massive part of the uni experience. You commute every day, which I think me and our other mates are very shocked about.
That's the thing. I feel like I'm not a, what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Like I'm not a
natural human
proper.
being.
Oi, well, I'm just an alien. I'm not a proper student. I'm pretty much a fake student because I commute up every day, so I do miss
are
out
a
on
tourist.
certain stuff. A tourist. I'm not going to say I'm a tourist.
No.
But
Come
that
and go, please.
come and go. I'm a traveller man.
Selected.
Now, but to be fair, I bet Bailey, to be fair, even regrets talking to me because I'm that one mate that you're always embarrassed to be around. But I make it a good time, Harrison. I'll make everyone laugh, and you need a mate like that. Otherwise, it's boring, isn't it?
So you certainly make me and our other friends laugh, Kieran.
Are you laughing with me or laughing at me though?
I mean, you had to ask the question, didn't you? Let's move on.
It's definitely laughing
what
at
we
me.
got next?
Swiftly moving on.
Great start at uni. What's
Yeah,
going on
right.
there?
We're going to talk about grades now. So grades at the start of uni, Harrison. I tell you what, I was a keen bean when I started uni. Right?
I know. You wouldn't come out.
No, exactly. I turned down nights out. I didn't study at home when I turned them down. It's just 'cause I was tired. Travelling back and forth on the train it kills me. But pretty much grades at the start of uni, they always end up being better because better. Yeah, well, for me they were anyway. I know people might in the first year kind of see it as a throwaway year because the first year doesn't count.
I know. I mean, a lot of our mates. I mean, I don't want to call anyone out, but they did some dodgy old things their first week of uni. Don't think they showed up to a single lecture. Once you're in, you're in.
Ben.
Well, we're not naming names.
Oh,
here,
I've just
come
name
on.
dropped, mate. This is Spotted Pompey. We're name dropping.
He's gonna be called into the office next day. What you been doing? What you been doing, Ben?
His whole football lot are gonna be well, no, his football lot are the people that did it with him. So shame on you if you're listening. You've converted one of our good mates into a. He's gonna kill me. Ben's gonna kill me.
Yeah, you put the target on your back.
He's gonna kill me. I'm gonna stop talking now. Now, but pretty much right. First year doesn't count. It's pretty much like an introduction year, Harrison. Yeah.
Okay.
You experiment around. You go out. Supposedly, for me, it was the opposite. I was keening it out. I was getting good grades. To be fair, right, I didn't know until the start of this year. It's the start of my second year that no grades in your nothing counts for the first year. Nothing. I don't think so. Anyway, I could be getting it wrong.
You spend £9,000 on a year that doesn't matter.
It does matter. I think you've got to pass it to continue. But the grades you get, they can literally, if it's just a pass, that's fine.
And this is just Pompeii, the lovely Pompeii.
Stop saying Pompeii, mate. I know it's a disastrous place some of the time, but it's not bloody Pompeii.
Sorry, is this Portsmouth's lovely university? Or is this every uni?
I feel like it's every uni. It is every uni, so I didn't know this.
Wow. Oh,
Here I was, keening it out, trying to get the best grades as possible. Transpires, all I needed to do was pass it. Like, literally, bog standard pass.
And now you got it the wrong way around.
And the thing is...
If I'm not wrong, you skipped your first lecture the other weekend, didn't you?
Right, let's keep that on the down low, Harrison.
If we're calling other people out, Kieran, we've got to call yourself out
if
as
anyone
well.
on my course is listening... Right, now that's a different topic, right? We're gonna bring that up later on in this episode.
I'm so sorry.
Honestly, I love how I'm so innocent here. Everyone listening's probably skipped tons of lectures. I mean, I've seen attendances with like 34% attendance. So in comparison, I'm pretty well behaved, to be fair. Now, but at the start of the uni, right, my grades, I proper tried hard. Got to second year, and to be honest, I'm fed up with uni, Harrison. Literally, I want to shoot myself if I'm being real here. So my grades have kind of not dropped massively, but they're not as good as what they were when I first started.
Well, I mean, you just got to let it go. I mean, you wanted to go clubbing now this year, because you definitely you took a different turn. You were very keen the first year, and now the second. You asked me if I wanted to go clubbing this year. I mean, you would not have done that at all last year. I
No.
mean, it took you so long to have a drink. You thought it was pointless, but now
Harrison, you're
you're
really.
becoming
Oi!
what?
Pipe down. You're
You're
stitching me up
becoming
here.
a party portal,
A
a
party
guy,
animal.
a party animal, my friend.
I wouldn't quite say I'm a party animal.
And now
I
your
socialise.
grades. When your grades matter, they're not going to be there, are they?
And I feel like clubbing is partly to blame with grades because people. I've got people in my course I know for a fact where I'm not going to say they're getting bad grades because I mean they will be probably listening. I'm probably already hated by my course anyway. I'm probably already hated. But I mean, I feel like clubbing is partly to blame. That just the whole uni atmosphere, the drinking, the partying, it is going to take a toll on your grades, especially if you're doing it every day. I mean, in Portsmouth, right? I think every Wednesday. That's like the main night to go clubbing on a Wednesday. This is midweek Wednesday night. We're talking about midweek where you've got lectures the next day.
Well,
that's not the best night to go clubbing in Portsmouth.
I was going to ask, how do they afford it? But I'm guessing on Wednesday it's half price day, isn't it?
It is, I think. I think drinks are like £1 or something.
Oh, or is
it?
There you go.
Oh, I don't know. This is how uncultured I am, to be fair, with the nightlife in Portsmouth. I only see the videos. I've only been out like 3 times in Portsmouth.
Well, I mean, hopefully this will make a difference. We're gonna go out. We're
change people.
Portsmouth. Yeah, there you go.
But the whole point of this podcast, Harris, is not to talk about my personal life as such, just to give everyone an overall view about what goes on. So me actually not doing all of that, I actually get to overview everything that I see. So,
well, I'm excited to hear on what people are getting up to and how the normal people live the Portsmouth life. So, shall we begin with the first Pompfession?
The Pompfession. So this is linking to the grades, right? With the clubbing being partly to blame. Harrison, did you want to read it out?
No, I feel like the first Pompfession on the Pompcast should come from the man himself, the host.
Man himself, the host. I mean, you're a host too, but if you insist.
Yeah, go ahead, my friend.
Right, we've got Pompfession 1730, 1730, however you want to say it. If you did write that Pompfession, shout out to you if you're listening. If it is you that wrote it, send a tweet at SpottedPompey or message on Instagram so we know. So, I know someone who was consistently getting bad grades and had the audacity to tell everyone that their Moodle was broken and the bad grades were because of that. Now, Harrison, do you know what Moodle is?
No, please enlighten me.
Moodle, it's barely enlightening, but pretty much Moodle is like the platform we use. It's like we've got all of our units on there, material gets posted on there. Not that kind of material, Harrison. I know what your mind's like. Now, just like work stuff, all your grades, they're on there. And basically, someone has said in this Pompfession that they know someone that was getting bad grades and that they pretty much told the lecturer that their Moodle was broken, which is the biggest pile of rubbish I've ever heard.
I mean, I've heard a better excuse to go with.
That has to be one of the worst excuses. I mean, to be fair, someone on my course actually, it gets worse than that. They said that they thought it was due on a different day and then they asked for an extension just because they said to my lecturer that they thought it was due the following week and they asked for an extension. I mean, that is probably worse than the Moodle being down, if you ask me.
But I mean, excuses that bad makes you think, is it actually true? Because someone would not come up with an excuse that bad. You know? There's so many possibilities.
What, you think it was true? I mean, right, whether it was true or whether it wasn't true, not knowing your deadline is not a valid excuse for an extension, all right? Okay?
I've sat in a lesson with you before, and your excuse for not doing any work on lesson was because you couldn't log into the laptop.
That was everyone's excuse. This was secondary school, Harrison. Times change.
Okay,
except some people are still exactly the same. They still act like 12 years old.
If you're paying £9,000, it should be different, I guess.
Well, exactly. This is the thing. You pay £9,500. If you're not willing to do the work and submit it on time, or bother to turn up to lectures, what is the point of paying all that money? You know, you're turning up, you're paying however much it is, £9,500 plus on top of rent, accommodation or whatever. You have to buy your food. Exactly. Like, you've got people that are literally in debt, Harrison. They're in their overdrafts, right? And they don't show up to lectures. What is the point? What is the point? You got the people that turn up, and this is something that rings true for my specific course. And if you're listening and you're one of these people, Fuck
I
you,
mean,
honestly. Honestly, if you're listening, I mean, I'll make it clear. What is the point of showing up late for lectures? It's the same people every time, Harrison. They come in, they talk at the back, they go on their phones, they're watching hair and makeup tutorials, some of them. I don't want to rant on too much here. I'm probably going to get done for being sexist now. It's not just girls, but there's some boys as well, of course. But it's like, you got people that are watching makeup tutorials and lessons.
But I want to know. I want to know why they've been doing this. I'd like to hear some more people come in and tell their side of the story, because
why they watch makeup tutorials in lessons.
well, why they choose to do this? Because I mean, I have got a couple of friends who go to uni as well, and they tell me, I was out clubbing, and I ask, well, I mean, you're paying a lot of money for this, and they give different excuses, like, I don't really enjoy the course anymore.
All right, Harrison, I don't enjoy the course, right? But I do my work and I upload on time. And I show up to every lectures. I don't even live on campus. I travel 40 minutes in. That's right, 40 minutes, everyone. 40 to 45 minutes. I'm bloody crazy. And I still managed to make it on time for a 9 a.m. You've got the people, right, that don't even bother getting out of beds. And they live 10 minutes away. 10 minutes away.
Well, maybe this is the problem, though, because they're induced to this lifestyle that everyone is doing around them, that they feel the pressure is needed to go out every night. Whereas you just stay home and you can get your work done, and then you just go to the pub with your mates across the road if you want to.
I guess that's partly true, but I mean, yeah, that is the whole uni life, I guess. But it does piss me off, and it's these type of people that piss me off, because I'm always the one that ends up getting put in a group with them, Harrison, when it comes to group projects. Well, that's a different story, though. We'll talk about that later on. We'll move on. But I mean, the one thing I don't understand is, right, fair enough, clubbing, right? Clubbing, drinking, house parties, whatever. That is the uni life. But all I'm going to say is, if you're going out, don't start blaming the course for your grades, saying that the units are bad, when realistically, right, the whole reason why you're getting bad grades is because you're going out and not taking it seriously. Agree with me on that one.
I think maybe a bit too harsh on the listener, but everyone's got their problems. I think you just got to have a good time. You want to get loaded.
Students, everyone's sitting in their overdrafts. I do see a lot of Pompcast come out talking about how everyone's in debt, but it's all because of the clubbing and drinking. At this point, I mean, I think the only thing to do, Harrison, would be to open up the OnlyFans account, start posting out fresh content on there. Maybe that way, maybe that earn some money that way. If you're struggling, if you're in debt, if you're in your overdraft and you're listening, set up the old OnlyFans account.
I mean, do you know anyone with that example?
Funny enough, I think someone, I'm not going to name drop, but someone. No. Actually, no. I'm gonna. No. Do I beep it out?
Don't name drop that.
No, I can beep it out. I can say her name.
No, don't do that.
No. We're gonna beep, so no one's gonna be able to hear it. This is someone from our old school.
If
right.
you want to.
Oh, all right. Chloe, right? You know her?
Of course, yes.
Literally, Gabe was saying how she has got her OnlyFans link on her Instagram.
Well, I mean,
which it's a shocker.
It needs to be done.
I thought she was innocent, but apparently not.
But the thing is, I mean, in this day and age, I mean, if you think about it, I know it's a weird analogy, weird example, but the Wild West was built by
right, Wild West, right?
Yeah, no,
Harrison,
hear me out. It was built by prostitutes. Right. So many men would come into the whorehouses, and then people would build businesses around it.
Right.
It's an honest trade.
Right. This isn't a college business lesson, Harrison. Nor why have we gone all the way back to the Wild West? Why are you?
I'm just saying that you shouldn't be put down for doing stuff like that.
No shame at all, right? If you're confident enough to be posted that kind of stuff, then shout out to you. And for the people that are stupid enough to pay for that kind of stuff, you're giving them money, and they're students, so
There you go. It's what makes the world go around: sex, drugs, and alcohol.
Yeah.
Done. I mean, the question is, do their parents know, and do they think the uni is a good idea?
Do you reckon I should actually set up an OnlyFans account?
Well, I mean, do you think you'd get much business, Kieran?
I was only joking, mate. I was only joking. It got hacked the other day, I'm pretty sure. Did you hear about that? Yeah, it was all on Twitter.
No,
pretty much like the whole of the Like the whole of their servers got hacked. So all the private accounts that people paid money to see
Mm.
all got publicly posted. Like you could access
Oh
every
my
single
God.
video on every account. So
I mean, that must be heartbreaking though.
think
'Cause,
about all those students that were trying to get money to pay for
yeah,
their term, semester, whatever you want to call it, just for their content to get stolen like that.
I know that much. Like seriously, my heart would sink. Like imagine if your parents saw that, they'd be heartbroken.
I
I
personally
mean,
don't see the point of paying for all that stuff if you ask me. What's your
well, I
opinion on
mean,
that?
personally, I've never done it before. I mean, I only heard about this website. I think it was a couple months ago because I wasn't. Yeah, I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know people did this sort of stuff.
Me neither.
I thought they went on to random chats and
Random
find,
chats.
find themselves a sugar daddy. The normal old-fashioned
Well,
traditional
I
way of
feel
doing
like
it.
that is pretty much OnlyFans, isn't it? Like sugar daddies. Like I'm fairly certain, just invested
Uh,
in content. And I think Bailey, going back to Bailey,
it's a solid investment.
one of his mates actually sells feet pics. So
Really?
yeah, apparently he's actually earning a decent amount off it. So
Wait, it's a male doing it.
it's a male.
Oh wow! I mean, maybe I need to get into a separate business then, Kieran.
To stop making neon signs, mate, because the money ain't in
No,
that. Especially not on
some alright
apprenticeship
feet.
wage. Huh?
I've got some alright feet. I could show 'em
Nah,
off.
he was a gammy, mate. Disgusting, bloody disgusting.
I've been working too hard, I tell you.
Been on your hands and knees. Right, but the thing is, right, moving on from OnlyFans and, talking about spending all that money, do I regret going? I mean, I already said at the start of the podcast, Harrison, I wish I had never done uni. I mean, uni isn't for everyone. Thing is, I've taken it this far. I didn't drop out in the first year, so I kind of see myself now at an awkward point in time. I can't drop out. I'm kind of stuck. I'm 2.5 years in. What is the point? There's only an extra year to go. I might as well see it through. But is it worth the $9,000 a year? What's your opinion on that? I mean, you walk out with a degree at the end of it, but is it worth the $9,000 a
On
year?
Honestly, I think in this day and age, it depends what industry you want to go into, and I think unless you have a clear end game in your mind of where you want to be,
Hmm.
it's not a good idea to pay that much money because you're in so much debt. Although you are only paying a certain amount a month out of your paycheck, once you've gone past that threshold, you're still in that amount of debt, and it can
Yeah,
ruin your life.
I feel like that is the mistake I made. I jumped straight from college. I mean, we had that little break after exams, of course, but I pretty much went straight to uni. There wasn't any sitting around thinking about what I wanted to do. I mean, at the time, as I say, I was doing my live streams. It was something I was interested in,
Mm,
broadcasting. Look at me now,
yeah.
Harrison. I don't play any games anymore. I don't live stream. I do
I
music now, mainly. That's pretty much what I do. But it's far from
do.
broadcasting.
It has a lot of different possibilities. It's just as long as you.
Oh,
I mean, we have a hello.
sorry, you cut out for a second. What were you saying?
Sorry. I mean, as long as you use that degree, because I mean, we have a
Yeah.
mutual friend that just went into uni because they wanted. I mean, they wanted something to do.
Yeah.
Not they weren't going to take a gap year. They were going to go straight in, and now they want to do something completely different.
Who's
And it's
that?
a sad story because
Is
you're
that
spending
Holly?
that
Is it?
money on something you don't necessarily need.
Is that
And
Holly?
no, this is our good friend Neve.
Neve. Oh,
Yeah.
Neve.
Ah, Neve, yes.
Shout out to Neve if you're listening.
Shout out to
And if you've
Neve.
got this far, listening to us two idiots ramble on for half an hour, if you have been listening to this whole time, just wanted to say at this point in time, you've wasted exactly 34 minutes of your life listening to us that you're never going to get back. So, but no, we appreciate it.
But hey, this is a good setup, and you're going to be hearing a lot of different beef between a lot of different people, maybe even your friends, and you get to hear the gossip,
The ghost, the sauce.
the hot goss.
But yeah,
I
nine
mean,
grand a year, Harrison. It's a lot of money, really, isn't it? 9,000 something a year.
I
And
just feel sorry for the parents who have to pay for it.
well, it's mainly the student loans, but the student loans doesn't even cover most
Yeah,
of the
it's
cost.
not fun.
And it's like you pay £9,000 a year, Harrison. I kid you not. We still have Kahoot lessons. We have Kahoot quizzes. You pay £9,500, and we're still doing bloody Kahoots. This is
But
secondary school stuff,
you can't disrespect Kahoot though. I mean, that was
right?
peak fun right there.
Peak
That is.
fun. It's peak fun. It certainly is peak when you turn up to a lesson. and you're playing a Kahoot. I mean, what is this? Secondary school, primary school, nursery?
Does
Do
it give
people
you
even do
nightmares?
Kahoots in nursery?
Of course. I mean, from the age of 2, you show up, you press the funny colours. I mean, I saw a video of a whole school doing one Kahoot the other day.
Yeah.
It's a worldwide phenomenon, and you get to be a part of that.
Is this what you do in your spare time? You go on Facebook and look at. I mean, I'm not going to question it. That's pretty noncy, though, Harrison. You've just told me that you've watched a school lesson take place of kids playing Kahoot.
No, this is the entire school doing it. So this is what
Oh, I
500
see.
people.
What, in a hall?
Yeah, in a massive
Right.
hall.
All I'm saying is, I hope they turned off the ability for them to pick their own names, because I mean, it's always that kind of part of Kahoot where people start going crazy.
You got gay with 1 Y, gay with 2 Ys, gay with 3 Ys.
And why not?
It just goes on.
It's 2020, Harrison. It's acceptable, It always was acceptable, but you know what I mean. 2020. If you want to identify as a attack helicopter, you can.
Well, why not?
And a penguin. If you identify as a penguin, that's perfectly fine now.
Simple, done.
Honestly, though, I don't have any respect for furries. I mean, weird,
Well,
bloody weird,
That was a big swing right there, I tell you.
bloody weird. I know we've been. What have we talked? We've gone from talking about school grades to furries. I mean,
it's a national.
we've taken a weird turn. Imagine that. You mean, you raise a child for 20 years like yourself and me. Even we're not 20 yet. We're nearly 20.
Nearly there.
Nearly there. You raise a child for that long, only for them to convert into a furry. Blimey, I would kick them out the door in an instant.
Yeah, but I mean, as we said before, though, Kieran, you're a straight out arrow. You're very keen. I mean, you might find in 10 years that a man dressed in a dog suit that tickles my wig. You never know.
Oh dear, don't ever say that again. Never use that phrase. Right. I just what goes through people's heads when they say I want to be a furry? Like what?
Well,
how?
They want to leave the world of Kahoot quizzes, my friends.
You've got to have a lot of trauma happen to you. Like you've got to be traumatized from some life event to stoop that low and become a furry. Lucky for me, right? Lucky for me, and I don't know if I can speak on everyone's part. I'm yet to see a furry in Portsmouth. So the longer we can keep it that way, the better. I mean, to be fair, there is probably a society for furries. I've not looked properly, but I'm sure there is. There most definitely is.
I'll tell you what, if you're listening, this community, hit us up on Spotted Pompey, and make sure we hear about you, and we'll have a good time, yeah?
You cut out again, Harrison.
I tell you
Just
what.
shout out at Spotted Pompey and tell them what?
Just tell us where we can meet you and how we can have a good time in the furry universe.
Should we get a furry? I'm invested in this. Should we get a furry on the next podcast? If you want to see a furry on Spotted Pompcast, let us know at Spotted Pompey, and we will try our best to source you a furry for next episode.
Yep. Who wants to hear about the latest gossip in their university? We want to hear about the world of different culture. That's what we want.
Forget the clubbing culture, the house parties, the drinks. We want to hear about furries.
I'd say, is that the worst thing about university though, or is it the group
furries?
Projects?
The group projects. Yeah, well, as I say, the group projects are pretty shit. I mean, as I say, I get put with the worst groups, and I'm expected to carry 4 different people, Harrison, and it's not fair. It's not fair. They end up getting the same grades as me.
Yeah, but I know from experience, we've been putting groups together before, haven't we?
Yeah, and I've had to carry your dead ass weight, mate. Worst time of my life.
No, I bring a certain charm to the presentations.
Charm my arse. You bring pain and disappointment wherever you go.
The thing is, you think group projects are the worst thing about it, but you get friendship from it. That's what
friendship, mate. Nah, I've not built any friendship. I've built pure hatred against my group. You paid 9,500 a year or whatever it is, and your results, right? Your final grade is reliant on your peers. And if they're bloody awful, and these are the type of people that don't show up to any lectures. I've got a person in my group, right? This is the second year. We're literally nearly at the end of our second year. I hadn't even seen her in person until the other day. Hadn't even
No,
seen her in person. That's no
no.
word of a lie. I'd never seen her in a lecture.
So she just showed up for this one time to
Well, I'm sure she showed up
introduce
for
herself.
other lectures as well, right? But the point is, I had not seen her until the other day, and we're 2.5 years in. That shows you what some people are like, and that's where I don't see the point in paying £9,500 a year. These are one of the people that have probably got below 30% attendance. I was actually getting anxiety when I was looking at her attendance page. It was scary. I was getting heart palpitations. I'll tell you what, I've never seen so much red on a page.
It shows what type of person you are. You're a keen bean.
I'm a keen bean, right? Even the people that aren't so keen at college, school, wherever uni, you know, when you paid that amount of money, you've got to show some enthusiasm. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think 9 out of 10 people doing these group projects will say that they hate their group. They're not pulling enough weight.
And that's bloody ironic, considering they're the people that are letting everyone down.
Yeah, but the thing is are they though, or is it people just they don't like people? I think everyone in our generation are some kind of introverts, and the coronavirus is allowed them to fulfill this culture.
We'd survived 40 minutes. I thought we were going to escape the coronavirus talk, but it's. I guess it's in the news, isn't it? I mean,
I'm just pointing out the fact that people hate people, and they hate their groups, and I don't think you're the only one.
I'm not alone.
No, everyone hates their groups. That's how it goes.
Yeah, I guess that is uni.
That links also to having boring groups and having boring flatmates, right?
I guess so. I mean, I do miss out on the nightlife as such, because I don't live on campus. I live at home. I mean, it's got its benefits, I get nice cooked meals. The travelling's a bit of a pain in the arse, but I do miss out on the house, the kind of houses, the flat parties. There was a possibility at one point I was going to be living up in Portsmouth, Harrison. Oh, Harrison.
Oh, hello. Sorry,
he's cut out.
For me. You're cut. Can you hear me, Kieran?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Lovely. Sorry, go on.
No, I was saying I do miss out on the kind of the house parties, the clubbing life. But I was saying that there was a possibility I was actually going to be living in Portsmouth at one point.
Oh, tell me about that.
Yes, it was kind of weird. But no, it was the thought of that wasn't weird. I was actually down to live, but because I've got my job back here, I mean, I've got all of you lot. I can't be leaving you behind, Harrison.
No, please no.
And I think I know people that there's people on my course that are foreign students, so they've come from like Greece. But one of my best mates is from Greece, and like she's got a dog back at home. I would not be able to do that. I would be feeling so distraught if I ever left my dog behind. I love my dogs too much to leave him. But it was kind of weird because the other day I was actually out in Pompey, and you were meant to be coming down, Harrison, but you actually flaked on me last minute, so fuck you for that.
I don't like the stereotypes of Pompey.
No, honestly, it ended up being a good night in the end. And it was kind of weird though, because the house I actually stayed in for the night after the night out was going to be the house that I was going to be living in. So it was kind of weird. Like I kind of met the people that I would have been living with, who I hadn't met before.
That experience?
I was pretty pissed, to be fair. So I can't remember.
That would be the experience.
Can't remember the experience too much, but no, the people. It was weird, like seeing the people, hanging out with the people that I would have been living with.
Well,
was a strange experience. Which links us to the Pompfession, Harrison. We're talking about uni life. It probably is worth that £9,500 a year or whatever, providing you make the most of it. And I think that is what uni is all about. You make the most of it. And by making the most of it, you would be making the most of it if you were in a good house. A good house that had parties regularly, you went out as a house regularly. But if you have boring flat and housemates, Harrison, I feel like your uni experience is going to be altered slightly, like mine. I do miss out on a lot of that stuff. So if you're stuck with boring flatmates in your first year, and you're kind of chained, or you end up being in a house with people that you don't particularly want to be staying with, and I know that rings true to a lot of people I know, where
a lot of people,
where they've just had crap flatmates, or they're living in a house right now with people that they don't like, and that can be difficult. But Harrison, if you want to read out the next Pompfession, please.
Of course. I mean, looking at it now, I'm not sure it's a confession, more of a
It's more of a statement.
sadness.
It's more of a
Yep.
statement. But if you want to do the honours.
Well, we have a confession 1681. We're getting high now. It goes, looking for a fifth person to join a house in September. Like this post and we'll message the details. And I have to tell you, Kieran, that nobody liked the post.
Oh dear. So
So
they said
clever.
like the post and nobody liked it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Moment of silence, please. Can we get an F to pay respect for that? The author of the tweet, Legend says at Harrison, they are still searching to this day. Although it was last September, Legend says they are still searching for that housemate. So if anyone's interested, tweet at Spotted Pompey. I'm sure they're still looking for a loving person to join the household. Whether that even ended up being a thing in the end, if they couldn't even, get a person to join a house, did it even happen, Harrison?
well, I'm sure it's not a massive deal. I mean, you can always go live with anyone.
Anyone?
But
Just a Pompey
anyone.
local off the street.
Yeah,
Meet him.
the person throwing up with their sports direct.
That's true. I'm sure
Should-
he'd make a lovely housemate, that guy with the Sports Direct bag early on in the podcast.
Yeah, free booze, you know.
That is a tragedy, though, isn't it, Harrison? Tragedy. Nobody liked the tweet. I wonder, that is a mystery. Did they ever find that housemate? Pompfession 1681. If you did put that tweet out and confessed, do let us know. Tweet at Spotted Pompey. Did you find that fifth person? We would love to know, wouldn't we, Harrison?
I mean, I'm on the edge of my seat. I'd love to know.
Quivering at the edge of your seat. I'm not going to sleep tonight without knowing. Did they find that fifth housemate?
Yep. Please call in. I'd say a good way to find out would be joining all those lovely societies. At your university.
Societies. See, and that's another thing. If you make the most of your uni experience, I feel like joining a society, it's going to take up some of your time. You've got free time at uni. You don't always have to be going out drinking and partying hard. Although, to be fair, these societies, Harrison, they do have socials normally once a week. So there is normally one night of carnage for the most part. But it does give you something to do. It keeps you occupied when you're not working. So societies are a massive part of uni, no doubt.
I mean, can you list a few to me? I'd like to know what I'm missing out on.
I mean, you've got the bog stand, you've got the very sporty societies, you've got cheerleaders, football, rugby. There's pretty much you think of something, we've got it at Portsmouth. And I'm sure I've been saying that an awful lot. Rings true. I'm sure it's the same with a lot of other unis where it's where people have an interest in something, they show an interest in it, and long story short, they create a society for similar minds.
So one person could go to more than one, then I'm guessing.
Yeah, so you can sign up for several.
So if you have that one social a week with 7 societies, that's every night.
Well, that's the
getting,
difficulty,
getting the
Harrison,
booze, I
trying to balance it out. Because, I mean, if you're a part of several societies, I know some societies, they have the socials on the same night of another one.
Oh,
It's like trying to balance out two families. It's hard life.
You got to do Jaeger shots at one, have a little walk to your other place, and then
What, you go to Spoons, you pre-drink at Spoons with, I don't know, let's say the Hockey Society, and then you go over to the Dockyard just down the road. Well, not even down the road, it's actually right across the road for your Jaegers, and then just you're hopping back and forth trying to balance it. No, I'm sure they'll probably just stick with one social for the most part. But here at Portsmouth, Harrison, we do have some questionable societies.
Oh, go on, tell me.
So the first one that I can think of is the Fetish Society.
The what?
The Fetish Society.
The what?
Yeah, you heard it. The Fetish Society. Now on the actual, we've got a page with all the societies that are listed, right? Literally on the actual the page where you sign up for this society. Now I've just pretty much confessed that I've been on the page. It was only when I was doing research for this podcast episode.
Yes.
It's not because I wanted to join. I just wanted to clarify that. Kid you not, what it says on the actual page where it say if you're interested in joining, it says if you are a fetish enthusiast, join. Those are the words. It's simple. If you're into anything, join.
Well,
and it's actually, Harris, it's one of the most popular societies there are.
Well, as I said, sex, drugs, and alcohol is what makes the world go round.
Not entirely sure.
You will get the masses of people coming towards you to join anything if they'll get them laid.
But what actually goes down? This is what I'm trying to piece
Well, I
together
guess
here. Are we talking about like a massive meeting, like a massive meeting table, King Arthur, massive round table? You got people sat round it. One of them raises his hand to the group after getting asked, "Oh, what are we all into?" "I'm into feet," and I pay for the OnlyFans account of my mate's mate who's selling feet pics. What goes down?
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think that's exactly what goes down.
Do you reckon that is what goes down? And do you reckon they
Yeah,
share
well-
like personal experiences?
Well, I think you can't think too much of Pompey because I know in Oxford and Cambridge they have these sex parties all the time. They set up tents in the fields and it's part of the culture. But when I think of Pompey, I think of just an SUD fest. It's a dangerous world out there.
An SUD. SD, dude.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Fun times. You can't be too careful when you're in Pompey.
No. I mean, another society, we got Harrison, which I didn't even know was a thing, to be fair, until I started uni. And it was actually Bailey, my good mate of mine. He was a part of the society. I don't think he is anymore. It was the Quidditch Society, Harrison. Now, this is what I'm questioning, right? How can you... Yeah, Quidditch. You know, the one in Harry Potter where they fly around on broomsticks?
That's pretty awesome. How do they fly?
Well, this is the thing, Harrison. This is what I was trying to think about here. How do you play Quidditch when you can't fly? Because, you can't fly. Unless, it's not been proven. By all means, if you want to try jump off the top of Eldon building, go for it.
I mean...
But I can't say it's going to end well.
Jump on a plane. You got to jump on a plane.
Well, you can't.
Bring the golden snitch and then... fly around.
I mean, yeah, for anyone that doesn't know that this is an actual thing, though, Harrison, imagine this, right? You go down your local park, I don't know, you're walking your dog. I mean, to be fair, for uni students, they're not going to be walking a dog. I highly doubt they got a dog in their accommodation. But you're walking down your local park, and you just see a bunch of idiots with broomsticks running around. What's going through your head, Harrison? What are you thinking at that point in time?
I think, holy shit, that looks awesome. I want to join that now.
You're kicked from the podcast.
I'm going to quit the Fetish Society and I'm going to join these mental guys. They seem like a world of fun.
Oh dear. I mean, and I kid you not, right? We joke about people running around with broomsticks, just running around. I mean, I'm still trying to picture in my head. It's quite funny. There is actually, I kid you not, right? Didn't even know this thing existed. But it's actually a big thing. This, right, Quidditch World Cup. Yeah, there's a Quidditch World Cup, right, which I saw online.
International?
Yeah, this is an international thing, a Quidditch World Cup, which takes place, and it's the International Quidditch Association who organises it. And it's an actual thing.
Is it a big thing? I mean...
yeah, I think so. I think, you see, I hadn't heard of it, but it transpires. There's an international event, the Quidditch World Cup. It takes place once a year, I believe, held by the International Quidditch Association, and it's a massive thing. Not quite on the grand scale of the Olympics, but who knows, Harrison? It might make the Olympics one day.
We should go, Kieran. We need to.
Are we going to sign up to the Quidditch Society?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. If it's this nerdy, we can definitely get in.
Right.
Do this thing.
Let's do it, Harrison. I'm signing my soul away. We're joining the Quidditch Society, everyone. We're going to be competing in the Quidditch World Cup 2020, and as soon as it makes the Olympics, we're going to be on that national team.
Done. Simple.
You reckon it'll make the Olympics?
Well, apparently Olympics are going to be cancelled
because of the coronavirus. I heard.
Corona with the boys,
Who knows? The Quidditch World Cup might be affected now. Damn it!
This is the thing. It's just destroying the things we love.
Honestly,
the poor furries. I wonder if they'll be able to do their meets.
There's definitely a few furries that play Quidditch and are part of the Fetish Society. I mean,
they do it at the same time. They're wearing their costume and riding on a broomstick.
And why not? Why not? And Harrison, one other thing, right? Do we regret going to uni? There's one thing that comes around I think it's I don't know if it's once a year. It's pretty much before all the freshers join. There is a fair that we host, and it's meant to be like a thing which promotes the kind of uni life, and it's for people that are thinking about starting uni aren't sure. So hopefully the people, the whole idea of it is they turn up to this fair, all of the societies are promoted right, and the whole idea of it is to try and get people chained into the uni life and to make
So
you go in debt.
So this is where you have to lie. This is where they turn up and they
This
say,
is
"Oh,
where yes.
I've had an unconditional offer," and you're like, "Whoa, that's amazing. No one gets unconditional."
This is where they tell lies to you, and this is how I got dragged in.
Did you go?
I went to the
before you went?
freshers. Yeah, actually, no, actually, I didn't go to the freshers fair. I know mates that did though, and they were quite into it. I was actually at a funeral, rather depressing turn. That's why I missed the first freshers fair. I did go to the second one though, Harrison.
There you go. Well, I mean,
Um,
I'm sure the funeral was better.
No, it was an awful day. But pretty much, you've got these societies that promote themselves at these fairs, and the Fetish Society, they'll be there. The Quidditch Society. So Harrison, if you want to get a taster in any of those societies, make sure you turn up to the next Freshers Fair. It normally happens right before September, when all the freshers come in. Who knows? After you've started doing your neon sign making business, you can maybe turn up to the Freshers Fair and start uni.
Have my own course, mate. But so you're saying that people come in with their parents and?
I wouldn't say parents. I wouldn't say parents. No, it's primarily
good.
just all students or people wanting to start uni. But I know some people that have been roped into uni life that have actually thought, you know what, these societies, they seem banging, and it's all part of the con, Harrison. It's all part of the lie. They get you excited. Exactly. They get you excited, make you feel like you're wanted, you're part of a family, a society. Little do they tell you how much debt you're going to be in.
Well, I mean, I think it's very clear, but I think people just think, hey, everyone else is doing it, so why not me?
And I mean, to be fair, right, I kid you not, you can tell that it's literally all the students there, because I know Domino's, they do this every Freshers Fair, Harrison. Pretty much there's this spin the wheel thing. So like there's, the spin the wheel things. You've seen it on all the TV shows. You pretty much have these massive never-ending queues, right? They lead back miles. Well, maybe not miles, but you know what? The queue is ridiculous. I wouldn't be queuing up in this queue. And do you know what they're queuing up for?
What are they queuing up for, Kieran? Money?
Just one slice of Domino's pizza.
What?
That is I'm pretty sure that is one of the biggest prizes you can get, just a free slice of pizza. So just think about a never-ending line going all the way back just for one slice of Domino's pizza. And I tell you what, we link it back to the finance talk we were going on about earlier. How desperate can you be, Harrison? This is student life. You've got people that are starving, in debt. They queue up all that time.
Yep.
Just for one slice of pizza. And if that doesn't sum up the student life, I don't know what is.
Dan, I think that is a wonderful time to just leave you with that thought.
I feel like that is a perfect place to end it off, Harrison.
Simple.
That just sums up the uni life. It's all a con.
But you know what, Kieran? I have to say, I was looking forward to hearing more about some Pompfessions.
I know, and I'm sure everyone else is too. I know the Pompfessions this episode were pretty whack. Let's be real. But do not fear, guys.
I was let down.
You were. Do not fear, because we're going to be back stronger second episode. We're going to be making the content saucy. As I say, this was just meant to be an introduction episode. So all of the crazy stories, they'll be coming next week, Harrison. Well, not next week, because, to be fair, you know how long it took us to put out this first one.
No, Kieran, I'm committed now.
You're committed.
I need to know the dirty, juicy gossip.
Well, that's the thing, Harrison. We're going to be telling people all that stuff next episode. So if you did enjoy this episode, make sure you hit it with the thumbs up and tell us, tweet at Spotted Pompey or message on Instagram, all that stuff, and say that you listened. If you enjoyed it, let us know, because, I mean, it is a good... if we get feedback, Harrison, we can change it for next time, right? It's all this podcast and thing. We're all very new to it. We don't know what we're doing. We're just talking.
Yep, just talking, having a good time, and seeing what happens.
Yeah, but if you've got any crazy stories and you want to be featured on the podcast, do tweet at Spotted Pompey by using the hashtag Pompcast hashtag. So hashtag Pompcast. Let us know all your crazy socials, all the stuff that goes down on them, all of the crazy stuff. And we'll see you episode 2. Hopefully you enjoyed. Harrison, have you got anything to say before we close it off?
I can only say that I've had a wonderful time, and I'm looking forward to hearing about stuff I do not do.
There we go. We'll see you next episode of On the Pompcast. Hope you enjoy. Have a lovely day, and we'll see you next time. Auf Wiedersehen. Peace. Goodbye.
Guys, done.
Done deal.